After experimenting to see how well soap could propel different types of boats on a long straight track, I wanted to go back to the circular track to see how well they could do. I went with this shape for the first attempt, and look at that acceleration. But it was too reckless and spun out 270 degrees before accelerating again over the water in the center. This was still pretty cool as you got to see the water flattening out from the decrease in surface tension, and it kinda looked like the boat was plowing the water. This continued for some time, so I'll speed it up a bit here. Upon review, it actually crashed from this loose piece of foam that I somehow didn't see. So I of course removed this for the next trials. I went with a winged approach for the second attempt and sprinkled in some pepper. This trial started off with poor placement into the water right off the bat. I think the fast acceleration is almost a downside for these boats at the start as it makes it more likely for them to run into the wall. But after nudging it back on track, it managed to catch up to the pepper flakes that had already started moving from the initial soap hitting the water. As it did, that pepper began to accelerate again, and as expected, moved faster than the pepper coming the other way, ultimately overpowering that pepper, and although I did have to nudge it, this trial ended up making it all the way around before ending up in the middle again. It didn't seem like the wings helped that much, so I went back to a smaller width boat. It was riding really close to the edge as it went around, but managed to avoid actually getting caught on it, well, until it didn't. I tried to save it, but was unsuccessful. I actually stopped recording, and it managed to start going the other way, so I started filming again, and then I saw a spectator. I decided to switch back to a larger styrofoam piece and wanted to try a channel in one of these bigger pieces. Although being faster is cooler, it definitely doesn't help it stay on the track, and I really wanted to complete a full lap without having to nudge it. As expected, when this heavier boat dropped in, it didn't start out as fast. However, it did ride along the edge for quite a while, and once it made it about 3/4 of the way, it started to look like it was in some trouble, but it managed to avoid hitting the inner wall and kept going very slowly now, and I just needed it to get to this drop for a full lap to be complete, so speeding it up, and yes, it did complete a full lap. 130 gigabytes of footage that I edited down into the full video, and I hope you enjoy. If you did and want to consider directly supporting my exploration of other topics, consider buying me a coffee. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you next time.